Hello everybody, how's it going today? It's Frankie here and I'm back with another movie review. And oh boy, I'm losing the will to live with these movies. I sound like a broken record every time a movie like this pops up. And again, I get conned into it. The movie is called The We Should Game. When I read about it, it sounds funny. When I watched it, it's a different story. I have no idea. It's got to be the website now. It's got to be. Yeah, the website has no pop-ups. But you know what? The movies I've seen, apart from The Takedown, there's probably another movie on there, which was good or decent enough. Other than that, that's about it. They don't provide nothing good on there. You know, like there's not many options, not much variety. Most of the movies there are from 1930s anyway. You know what I mean? Are old. Like I don't know what else to say. This movie is about a guy called Dean. No, Bob Dean. I have no idea. Like his surname is called Dean, and he wants to do some sort of porno. Like he wants to that word begin with P and ends with an N. He wants to do that. He decides to do that, and then he also gets caught up in some sort of Christian GAY type cult or something like that. When you know what I'm talking about when you read about it anyway. And yeah, I'm just gonna. It's one of those movies where I'm just gonna not describe it, from the start, because even though it's a 1 hour 30-minute movie. I wouldn't say a lot happened. I'll just back it's that boring that I'm just gonna describe the short parts. Let me just check that character's name for a second. I'll be right back. Yeah, sorry, I'm back. The person's name is called Ken Dean. That's the person's name. And excuse me, you could tell the movie's that bad because what else am I saying about it? It's even making me try and get my words all together in this one. I'm just going to describe some scenes. Some of the scenes are just a bit weird, right? You see a dude that looks like a chocolate, basically, right? That looks like a butt. You want to say arse as if you want to put it. I don't know how you want to put it. And then the guy says we could put whipped cream in there, and it's like, or even if poop comes out of it, it'll still be nice. I'll still eat it. I'll be like, what? That's meant to be the funny part. That made me go, what the hell to that? And then you got another scene where a guy has his shirt off in this, at Ken's twin sister's place called Regina. But I thought Regina. The mum said that Regina lost her life at the age of 7 or whatever. I have no idea, right? I just don't know. And then you see you see this Megan character who talks trash about Ken, her ex, basically about his movie. The face is blurred, so I'm not quite sure what's going on with that right there. Start saying how his movies are trash, how he's this and that, but I'm not going to get into it. And you see Ken reading one of those magazines, talking about women can put stuff in places that I'm not even going to mention on here. I've got to be careful what I say and how I say it, because YouTube will probably take this video down for some words, right? So I wouldn't blame them. The movie's terrible anyway, so they probably would do me a favour in that one. But at the same time, I want all of you to witness what I'm going through too. So watch it if you want to. It's your choice at the end of the day. It doesn't really bother me. You could just watch my review afterwards. And then you see Ken's dad comes into his dad or brother. I think his dad. There was a birthday cake for somebody. I think it was his brother. And then he talked about his dad. And then I think it is his dad. His dad mentioned something talking about the Bible and what it stands for. I heard this quote in who remembers this movie The Love Guru, right, with Mike Myers. This scene here, that when he talks about the quote. Yeah, if any of you watch The Love Guru, you know what I mean. The guy said basic instructions before leaving Earth. Now, I know it's a comedy, and so is The Love Guru, but making me think, is that actually what it stands for? Is the book just called the Bible? Because I'm starting to question it now. I already might start to question things now just a bit more. And then when Ken's dad passes, he obviously the whole type of porn producing goes to waste, so that gets cancelled automatically. Then he's in like some sort of church because he wants to be like he wants to do like music for them or something like that. This movie got a little weird towards the end. It gets too serious. I don't like that. This is a comedy. This is a mockery on comedy, not in a good way. I've forgotten the person that made the movie. Look, this is just awful. Like, I have no idea. There's not much else I can say. It's making me stumble for words because I wasn't meant to describe this. You see Ken has a tattoo of like this a bare chested, no, not bare chested, but like, yeah, naked chested woman, like a naked woman with a mask on. He says, oh yeah, that's it right there. I have no idea what that's meant to be right there. Then he joins a church. Boy, the church is weird. I apologize if I miss anything out. I mean, you can watch it for yourself. I'm just trying to summarize it the best I can. Joins a church, makes music. I'm not sure if the way he was singing was good. They could put something a bit more powerful in. The acting is just completely atrocious the whole way through. The acting was that bad that I didn't even notice the poor acting in a movie like this. Ain't that something? I mean, I usually focus on that. I focus more on how bad the movie was and the dialogue and the storyline. What's the purpose? There was no purpose to it. It kind of escaped from there. And you kind of see him get into it, and he's playing the music, and he makes wings out of paper plates. Yeah, this is a Christian cult, by the way, so that's why they would do it. They probably enjoy that anyway. They've seen more crazy stuff anyway. And then he accidentally hits I think it's his wife. No, his sister's Regina. I'm so confused. I'm just gonna say Regina because that's the name I mentioned to him. I thought Regina was his wife, but it's his sister. I have no idea. Right? I'm just gonna say his sister. I have no idea if it's his sister. So I'm gonna say Regina, right? And then Regina starts getting upset and crying. It didn't look that painful. Bloody hell! He just only whacked you with a paper plates. Bloody hell! I mean, maybe he caught in like the inside of the eyeball, which does hurt actually, to be fair. And then you see the pastor just starts talking to him and trying to dumb him down. I don't know what was going on there. I thought he was going to do something a bit freaky to him. And then he turned to put a pill in his mouth after he told him to go on some sort of journey where he closes his eyes and breathes in and breathes out. I'm not going to do it fully because I might be in a trance. So I'm not going to do it. Yeah, it was very weird. And the pastor telling these people to do something, the way he was talking, it's like he's got them brainwashed. He made them all wear white. It was weird. I have no idea what I was witnessing. And he starts telling them to slap each other, and they start saying, "Oh, push each other." Starts quoting from like the Bible and starts interpreting. I have no idea what on earth was going on. I really don't. And you see like Ken trying to talk to Sally. Is it Sally? Yeah, Sally. And they're making a comment saying, "Yeah, you like girls, right?" And Sally is actually straight. Yeah, I don't know. The pastor was misleading them too, bear that in mind. So yeah, there is an R word in this movie too, bear that in mind. So another thing to warn everybody out there about. Man, good job that didn't go on for long either, because I don't like seeing that. This is a comedy. Things like that should not be included at all. I can't stand a horror movie possibly. I can't stand it because horror movies is horrific. But having that in a comedy scene is just not right at all. I don't like in any movies whatsoever of any genre. I see that thing in a horror movie or even action movie, drama possibly, but not in a comedy. You're mixing comedy that be laughter. That's not right. Nah, whoever did that is just shocking. You get to the pastor, R word in this guy. I hope this guy's, I don't know, I sure hope this guy ain't underage or anything. I don't think he is. But even that, what he's doing to him is just flat out wrong. What the pastor's doing is, I don't know, this movie's got me all crazy in the head now. And the guy's facial expression when that was happening to him was like, the pastor's definitely done this to other people, not just him. And he's definitely done it more than a few times to dumb him down, basically. yeah, I did not expect it to happen. That's when Ken was listening, and that's what made Ken go crazy towards him towards the end. And then you just see him in water just like this, like trying to drown himself. I don't think he could take it. Not to mention this silly music video he did. Oh my god, that's meant to be comedy. They did do the hardest on that one. Ridiculous. Another part when he was in the studio and he was making that, the music, and he kept saying to do like reverb on the microphone. I've never heard that one in my life. I hope I said it correctly. Yeah, they shouldn't have had an R word scene in that, man. They shouldn't have. I don't agree with it at all. It's the most disturbing thing in any movie. I mean, that's quite torturous for that, not just physical wise, but also mental wise too. Yeah, just don't know what possessed the producer and director of this movie to do something like that. And it's a documentary style movie. The whole way through, I kind of forgot it was documentary style. The guy that's filming it, I don't know, he must have been like, what on earth is going on? Like, seriously. And then there's a scene where the people had to put bags over their heads. Not carrier bags, plastic transparent bags. And then they start saying, okay, people, this is your chance to be sinful for once, and start touching each other and start kissing each other. Excuse me. And whilst they're kissing each other, Ken has been told to actually put a cut through their hands. What sort of messed up crap is this? All because they want to feel how Jesus felt. What sort of rubbish is that? I'm sorry, I don't want to be offensive about this, but this is why sometimes, I know that, Christian doesn't work this way, but some religions do work this way. This is why it gets to me. This is not that type of video for me to rant about something like this. I did talk about it on my, Frankie Nelson's Opinions channel, so check that out. I think the video is still up there anyway. If not, I can just make a new one anyway. But yeah. And then Ken just couldn't do it anymore. I know, and a scene where Sally was talking to the pastor, and the pastor said, just take this is for Ken, try and tempt him himself. I think he wanted him to get tempted. And then he said it's an olive branch, which is like a gift basically, even though you've heard that already. I thought it was like, what could it be in there? What could it be? Could it be something naughty? Is that what it could be? I wouldn't be surprised. She sees Ken. The only good thing that they do in the movie, those people, is that they actually they clean, which is a good thing. So I thought the only good thing that they're doing. Excuse me. And yeah, so he gets the Ken, and Ken says he doesn't like eating sweets and stuff like that. I would eat it regardless. I don't care if I'm in there or not. I'll eat it. And you could just say eating it. She didn't want to resist that temptation. Oh, a muffin is being sinful. Eating a muffin, you're committing a sin. Wow. The only good thing about this movie is that they took it to the whole next level when it comes to this type of movement, you could say, this type of religion. It's a different type of Christianity. I'll give you that one. I'll give them that one in this movie anyway. Nothing much happened basically apart from that. So yeah, but they exaggerated a bit. So give them that one. But yeah, and she just folds up, and then there was a scene where Ken couldn't take it, and he just goes like the pantry. I think it's a pantry anyway, and you just see the movement of him just like oh my god, you just see him just jacking off to like a picture of like a cartoon woman, and like she's sitting or standing behind tacos. What was he thinking? At least I don't think there's any pictures there anyway like that, because there had been some sort of like monastery at something in a religious place, so they don't have anything like that up there. Not up there, in there to be precise. And then these two dudes came out. I thought they were going to do something freaky to him anyway, like something nasty. They didn't, thankfully. And they started vaping. They showed him a vape, and yeah, I didn't get it. I don't know. It just escalated a bit weirdly. The movie went from boring and dull to weird and extra weird. That sort of took a weird U-turn. Especially when he was attacking the pastor. I hope I'm saying that word right as well. That's what Americans say anyway. That's the American version of priest. If you didn't know, but I'm saying pastor because it's an American style movie, so got to say it correctly. And yeah, I would have done the same too. I mean, the way he showed his anger to the pastor, I'll be the same too. What's the purpose of this movie? I mean, what is the purpose? Talk about weird. I mean, and especially that scene where I almost forgot to add this in, which I'm going to. This, I think Ken was. Hey, they brought in like a blob though. I thought the blob though made of chocolate because it's making me forget that scene with that dude talking about the chocolate. You know what I mean? When just earlier on in the video. And this dude's Ken is just like getting physical with the doll, like it's an actual woman. I don't know, man. This movie made me go crazy with words. I don't know how to explain things properly now. This is what terrible movies do to me. Literally. Oh man, that scene. I don't know what to think. It's about a dude that the adult, like he wants to be an adult, like dude in that sort of industry, being a producer. Ain't seen not one scene that's sexual, not one sex scene at all. The doll don't count. The doll's not a real person, right? You think guys being like a porn producer and stuff like that, you'll think you'll see loads of scenes of like sex and nudity and everything. You hardly see it. I don't recall one scene like that whatsoever. Maybe one where they did like a flashback where it went to talking about old type stuff, and I think there probably was one or two scenes of it. But other than that, I wasn't paying any attention. The movie made me zone out. Oh man. I was hoping to find like a really good movie because I've been sick. I had that terrible cough. I think this is the recent comedy movie. I think the last one was probably Suzy Q. I can't remember. Maybe it was another movie prior to that. I don't think I spoke about a comedy movie recently. So yeah, I want you to watch something that's be really funny for a change. Treat myself to something funny and something hilarious that make me get off my seat laughing. Or nearly like burst out laughing. This movie didn't. This movie was horrible. And the movies, I think it's based in 2024 it was made. Or 2023, I don't know, one of those 2 years. It looked like it was from 2006 or 7 or whatever. The style of it, the version, everything was terrible. The movie was horrible. I have a right to be critical, and I'm not a movie writer. I'm what you could say, I'm like a film and show critic, if you want to put it that way. Anyway, I should be. I think employers of those type of companies would love to have me aboard with that type of job. But I'm being honest. I'm speaking truthfully and factually here. This movie was just dull in every department. Rating? Oh, I don't remember giving a movie the same rating over and over. This is another movie that's going to be worth probably 1 out of 2. You could say The Escalation, but Escalation don't count for me because there was no humour in it. Escalated how? In a creepy, weird way? It's a comedy. You should be including scenes where it's disturbing. It's comedy. And it's a dark comedy. That I understand. It's just comedy. It's meant to be dark comedy, I think, anyway. I wouldn't be surprised, but dark comedy, at least they do their best to make it funny. Oh, man, I don't know what else to say. How many movies have I rated a 1 this year so far? Ever since I've been on the site and started watching more movies, I've given at least 80 or 90% of movies a 1. At least under a 5. I think I've given 2 movies so far, maybe a 5 or above. That's not good enough. There needs to be more good movies on this site, because I'm just seeing movies that isn't not my street. I was thinking of watching action as well. That's probably what I'll get back into next. Mix up a bit, but yeah, everything needs improvement. Everything, and probably the only good thing was probably the camera work. That's probably the only good thing I could say. But other than that, nothing was good. Like, these, whoever's making these movies, you need to stop with conning viewers into making the movie sound so good and what it actually is about when you don't really hardly see anything to do what the description says. You know, yeah, it was about the dude that, you know, was producing in that industry, and yeah, he did go to a Christian cult or wherever it was. But again, not much happened. And again, nothing, no humour was into it. I thought I just got conned to make it think it was a good movie. And if you wonder about the title as well, I forgot to mention this too, but this is important. It's about it's the We Should game. I think that's what it's called. I tagged to it anyway. It's gonna be in the title. So Ken said it's like Truth or Dare but adult version. Just say Truth or version. What in general anyway. Just like Truth or Dare or something similar. But maybe his own. I think he's made up his own rules for it. But again, you don't see any of that in the movie. You're having a title like that and a description like that. Make it into like that's actually what it's about. Do more what it's about. Have more of what it says there. That didn't make any sense. There's no point titling it that when the title makes no sense with the movie. You know what I mean anyway. I've explained in so many movies like this before. I'm sick and tired of like repeating myself, but that's what's going to happen from now on. I'm going to be watching more movies like this without realising it and get duped into it as per usual. The video's gone on for long enough now. Yeah, 1 out of 10 it is. If you enjoyed the video, please give a like, comment, share when you know, subscribe and hit the notification below. So see you in my next video.